His toe was, there was an x-ray, it was negative, and so, they're just going to treat it day by day.
What'd you think of Sam?
I thought Sam did exactly what we were expecting him to do. Went out, executed, took control of the offense, took control of the huddle, did a good job at the line of scrimmage. There are a couple things I know that he does want to have back, but I thought he executed and handled the situation, circumstances the way he needed to.
Was that 2-minute drill at the end of the half? Was that a good test for him?
Absolutely, that was one of the things that we were hoping to get, and finish it off that way.
A lot of time the praise for Sam is his poise and just being very even keel. How have you seen him bring that, particularly now being the starter in such a big game like that?
Well, I thought he handled that extremely well. I did. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, and we know how important the quarterback position is in the league, and how important it is, in this area. That we've been looking for one, and I think we have an opportunity to have a guy that has a chance to be a really good football player for us.
Was there a sequence for him that kind of stood out for you?
Gosh, there were a lot of good things that he did, a lot of situations that he handled. A couple of third and longs, he threw the ball really well, made good decisions on that, was able to move around, buy some time. I thought he was really good in the 2-minute drill. So there's a lot of things, a lot of positives, a lot of pluses.
Obviously, this is a preseason game, but to see Joey make a kick like that,
Yep.
what does that mean?
Well, Joey's had a really good camp this year. He really has. He had a tremendous camp, and it kind of, expedited the decision as far as, letting Mike go. He did a great job for us, but Joey was having such a good camp and was building such good confidence out there. This is a big deal for us.
What did you think of Quan, especially after the first preseason game?
I think he learned from last week. I think the biggest thing more than anything else was he put himself in position to make a play, and he did it. There's a lot of things that we can be better at as a team, and I know he knows he can be better too. So, as we go through this, we're going to grow and we're going to learn from this.
How much can that turnover and run back help the offense put them in plus field position?
Oh, it's a really good thing. It's a huge plus, a huge positive, because you get to in a position where you don't have to go 80 yards. The ball would have been on the 20, so being able to get it out past midfield, that was big.
How did you think the offensive line did?
I thought they were solid. They were stout. It's interesting. I was talking to Sam, and we were talking about how things went. And first thing he told me, he said, "Those 2 sacks were on me, Coach." He said, "I got to make a quicker decision. I got to get rid of the ball better." So he understands just what needs to be done. But I thought the offensive line handled it pretty well. I think they're still growing. They're still working together, and I think they're going to get better.
Coach, after that first sack, the ability for Sam Howell to come back and get that 16-yard route to Colter, you kind of talk about, I guess, the value of having a young quarterback that could do that so quickly.
Well, I think pretty much any quarterback could do that. It just in that situation, I thought he handled it very well. He kept himself alive. He gave his receiver an opportunity to get open, and he found him.
Even though it's preseason, do you think Sam performing like that on kind of a national stage, Monday Night Football, does that do anything for his confidence?
Oh, I believe so. And let's don't forget what he did last year. I thought how he handled the stage last year against Dallas was one of the reasons, we feel confident in who he is. And then we saw him perform today. We saw him perform last week. There's a lot of reasons to be optimistic, but again, we still got a long way to go. We got a lot of things to learn and grow and develop. I think Eric and what the offensive staff is doing on that side of the ball has been really terrific. It's exciting. It really is. And I think it's infectious, because I do think it impacts our defensive players as well.
And I imagine, it's a chance for, I guess, the national audience to know him as well. Because that too is kind of an unknown guy for Sam. More people knowing his game.
Well, I don't think it's going to matter. I really don't. Whether they know who he is or don't. Sam's going to be the same guy, and that's one of the pluses about who he is.
What did you see from your young receivers on the last drive?
I saw some real grit. A lot of guys are competing, and they know it. It's a good group. This is one of those positions that you feel really good about the back half. You just know that these are a bunch of young guys that are competing, and they want to go out and they're trying to make this team, and they're scrappers, they're fighters. They're a good group of young guys.
What went into the decision to rest most of the defensive starters?
Well, a couple things, but we decided we feel really good about where we are. We got some guys that we wanted to be careful with, and that was the biggest decision on the defensive side, just because of the familiarity they have with what they're doing, and we just thought we'd do that.
And then leaving the linebacker.
The linebacker, Martin Davis,
Because both of them are new to what we're doing. They're new to each other, and they got to get a little bit more work together. And Jack felt this would be a really good opportunity for them to work together and talk and communicate. I think that was probably one of the biggest things. And having those two out there working together was really the intention there more than anything else.
Take 3 more.
I think your backup defensive ends, have a coordinated pass rush, or what do you see in that kind of aspect?
I'd like to see it be a little bit more coordinated because we had some guys that really got up and got up into the edge, but when we bent it, we didn't retreat or retrace, and because we didn't, the quarterback was able to escape a couple of times. They got to have a better feel for when they get to the level is countering or retracing and coming back downhill, and if we had done that a couple of times, those young guys would have had sacks.
Jack's talked about starting fast in the first 2 preseason games. The defense hasn't. I know it's preseason. What's your level of concern there?
No, I don't have any concern. I really don't. I mean, I do know that, we're working on it. We'll continue to work on it, and once we get into the regular season, we'll see how it goes.
Your thoughts on Emmanuel Forbes and his tackling ability in the first 2 games?
Believe me, it's the same stuff we saw on college tape. I mean, that's one of the things that, he is fearless. He doesn't, he'll throw his body around, and, he does a nice job with it.
Does it mean anything to you that you ended that streak?
I mean, it's good to win. That's probably the biggest thing. I mean, winning begets winning. I know it's the preseason, and a lot's going to be made of it. I'm just happy for our guys that we won.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate
Cool.
it.
Thank you, guys.
We'll have